In the heart of ancient Rome's opulence and excess, Emperor Caligula envisioned something extraordinary. Two colossal floating palaces, unlike anything the world had ever seen. These were not mere vessels, but symbols of imperial power and divine connection. Known as the Nemi ships, these grand structures were marvels of Roman engineering. One served as a temple dedicated to the goddess of the hunt, Diana, adorned with marble floors, towering columns, and intricate mosaics. The other, a luxurious pleasure barge, was outfitted with heated baths, elaborate dining rooms, and lush gardens, a veritable palace on water where Caligula could indulge in the finest luxuries of the empire. But these ships were more than just displays of wealth. They were the embodiment of Caligula's ambition and the grandeur of Rome itself. Hidden beneath the waters of Lake Nemi for centuries, their story is one of innovation, mystery, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. The Nemi ships remain a powerful testament to the engineering prowess of ancient Rome and the complex legacy of its most infamous emperor. Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus, commonly known as Caligula, was the third emperor of Rome, whose infamous reign lasted from 37 to 41 AD. Born in 12 AD, he was the son of Germanicus, the popular Roman general, and Agrippina the Elder. At the age of 2, he accompanied his father on campaigns in the north of Germania, where his mother dressed him in a miniature soldier's outfit to please the troops. This included tiny versions of army boots known as caligae. The soldiers nicknamed him Caligula, meaning little boot, a name that stayed with him throughout his life. In 19 AD, Caligula's world was shattered by the sudden death of his father Germanicus. Officially, it was called an illness, but whispers in Rome told a different story. Many believed it was a calculated move by Emperor Tiberius, who saw the popular general as a threat. This tragedy thrust the young Caligula into the treacherous waters of Roman politics, where survival often depended on cunning and ruthlessness. As a teenager, Caligula was brought to the island of Capri to live with Tiberius, the very man suspected of orchestrating his father's demise. For 6 years, he was a silent observer of Tiberius's dark reign, a period marked by paranoia, cruelty, and excess. Tiberius had become a recluse, ruling the empire from a distance, and the Roman people grew to despise him, viewing him as a tyrant who cared little for their well-being. Then, in 37 AD, the reign of Tiberius came to an end, shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some say Tiberius died naturally, while others insist he was smothered by one of Caligula's loyalists to hasten the transfer of power. Upon his death, Tiberius had named both Caligula and his grandson, Tiberius Gemellus, as joint heirs to the empire, but Caligula wasted no time in consolidating power. Backed by the Praetorian Guard and the Senate, he quickly sidelined Gemellus, securing his position as the sole ruler of Rome. Caligula's rise to power was met with a wave of optimism. His connection to the beloved Germanicus and the promise of a new era breathed fresh hope into a weary Rome. The people, tired of Tiberius's dark and oppressive rule, embraced the young emperor with open arms, eager to see the son of their hero bring a golden age to the empire. From the outset, Caligula seemed determined to fulfill these hopes. He enacted bold reforms, reducing taxes, expanding public entertainment, and recalling those unjustly exiled. It was as if a new dawn had broken over Rome, and Caligula was the radiant sun. But just as the empire began to bask in this newfound light, dark clouds gathered on the horizon. Within months of assuming power, Caligula was struck by a mysterious illness. What exactly afflicted him remains a topic of speculation. But what is certain is that it marked a turning point. The promising young ruler, once full of energy and ambition, emerged from his sickness changed. The golden age he began to usher in began to tarnish, setting the stage for the strange and turbulent reign that would follow. After recovering, Caligula's rule became increasingly erratic. The once promising leader began to exhibit signs of paranoia and cruelty, executing or exiling perceived enemies, including members of his own family. His illness may have been exacerbated by underlying mental health issues, leading to episodes of extreme behaviour. Additionally, the pressure and paranoia of absolute power likely contributed to his deterioration. Although Caligula's reported madness is becoming more of a debate amongst modern historians, the emperor's expensive taste is an undeniable fact. One, or rather two of Caligula's most famous undertakings was the construction of his floating palaces, which were constructed on the small volcanic Lake Nemi, just south of Rome. Lake Nemi, sitting in the Alban Hills, was considered sacred to the Romans, as it was a site of sanctuary dedicated to the goddess Diana, the goddess of the hunt. The surrounding area was a favoured retreat for Rome's elite. The lake's sacrality and beauty made it an ideal location for Caligula's grand vision. A pair of floating palaces that would embody his power, wealth, and connection to the gods. These vessels, now known as the Nemi ships, were unlike anything the world had seen before. They were not designed for warfare or transport, but instead as symbols of imperial grandeur. The first of the two ships, stretching 70 meters in length, was likely conceived as a floating temple. Its deck supported a large structure with columns and richly decorated interiors, all dedicated to Diana, the goddess of the hunt. Marble floors, intricate mosaics, and bronze fittings adorned this floating sanctuary, making it a moving monument to the divine. The second ship served a different purpose. It was a pleasure barge, built for Caligula's holy entertainment and well-deserved relaxation. Coming in at approximately 73 meters in length, this vessel was equipped with all the amenities one would expect from a hard-working Roman emperor's palace, such as heated baths, elaborate dining rooms, fountains, and even a plumbing system providing fresh water to those on board. Here, Caligula could host extravagant banquets, entertain his guests amidst the luxury and splendour of Roman craftsmanship. The construction of these floating palaces posed significant challenges, requiring advanced engineering techniques that were revolutionary for their time. The Romans employed waterproof concrete, bronze fittings, and sophisticated shipbuilding methods to create these massive vessels. The Nemi ships were more than just displays of wealth. They were feats of engineering, reflecting the technological prowess and artistic sophistication of the Roman Empire. However, the story of the Nemi ships did not end with Caligula's assassination in 41 AD. After his death, the ships were likely sunk deliberately, perhaps in an effort to erase the memory of his tumultuous and controversial reign. For centuries, these magnificent vessels lay hidden beneath the waters of Lake Nemi, their existence forgotten by history. It wasn't until the late 1920s, under the orders of Benito Mussolini, that the lake was partially drained, revealing the long-lost ships. The recovery of the Nemi ships in the 1930s was a monumental achievement, providing an unprecedented look into the grandeur of Caligula's reign. Archaeologists and engineers painstakingly brought the ships to the surface, uncovering the intricate mosaics, marble floors, and elaborate decorations that adorned these floating palaces. Tragically, the ship's survival was cut short during World War II. In May of 1944, a fire broke out in the museum where the ships were housed, and both vessels were destroyed. Despite this loss, many of the artifacts recovered from the ships, including intricate mosaics, continued to captivate historians and the public alike. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Nemi ship's legacy emerged decades later in an unexpected place. In 2013, Dario del Buffalo, an Italian expert on ancient marble and stone, was signing copies of his book in New York when he overheard a conversation. Two individuals at the event recognized a photo in the book of a Roman mosaic that had mysteriously disappeared toward the end of World War II. One of them, astonished, exclaimed to the other, "Oh Helen, look, that's your mosaic." This mosaic, once part of the dance floor on one of Caligula's pleasure ships, had been recovered from Lake Nemi during the 1930s excavation, but vanished during or after the war. As it turned out, art dealer Helen Fiorati and her husband had purchased the mosaic in the 1960s from an aristocratic Italian family, completely unaware of its true origins. For some 45 years, the couple used the priceless artifact as a coffee table in their Manhattan apartment. After Del Buffalo reported the discovery to the authorities, the mosaic was seized in October 2017 and returned to the Italian government. The mosaic, which had survived centuries underwater, a catastrophic fire, and decades as a coffee table, was finally returned to its rightful place. It is now displayed at the Museum of Roman Ships in Nemi, where it serves as a powerful testament to the grandeur of Caligula's floating palaces.